Hey ihr Lieben, schön, dass ihr vorbeischaut und willkommen zu diesem unglaublichen Video. Ich weiß nicht genau, was ich getan habe, dass ich die Chance dazu bekomme, aber es ist auf jeden Fall passiert und ein paar Tage später bin ich auch immer noch sprachlos darüber. An der Stelle vielleicht auch mal ein ganz dickes Küsschen an TLC, dass ihr mich eingeladen habt, dass ich die Chance bekommen habe, einen meiner Tortenhelden zu treffen und einfach den nach all den Jahren und all den Staffeln, die ich halt TLC geschaut habe, die ich Cake Boss geschaut habe, ihn jetzt mal persönlich kennenzulernen, ist immer noch einfach krass. Von daher ganz dickes Küsschen und ein ganz großes Dankeschön. Es war großartig. Bevor wir ins eigentliche Video starten, habe ich 2, 3 Anmerkungen, die mir so ein bisschen am Herzen liegen, die ich einmal mit euch teilen möchte. Es geht auch rucki zucki, versprochen. Das erste ist nur, ihr könnt euch vorstellen, dass der Buddy kein Deutsch spricht. Das heißt, mein komplettes Interview ist auf Englisch. Ich habe mit dem mich ganz entspannt auf der Couch auf Englisch unterhalten, kann mir aber vorstellen, dass das vielleicht für den einen oder anderen nicht ganz einfach zu verstehen ist, weswegen ich Untertitel hinzugefügt habe zu dem Video hier. Wenn ihr die einschalten möchtet, müsst ihr, ich weiß nicht genau, in welcher Ecke das hier von euch ist, in einer Ecke, wo ihr Videoeinstellungen machen könnt, entweder auf die 3 Punkte klicken oder auf ein Zahnrädchen habt ihr vielleicht. Da müsste irgendwo die Option stehen, Untertitel einschalten. Dann könnt ihr entweder auf Englisch die Untertitel einschalten, damit ihr einfach nur mitlesen könnt, oder ihr könnt die auf Deutsch machen, damit das direkt noch übersetzt wird. Die Optionen bestehen auf jeden Fall, also denke ich, da sind auf jeden Fall dann alle gut dabei und verstehen das Interview. Die andere Anmerkung, die ich noch habe, ist, dass ich nicht die einzige Glückliche war und diesen aufregenden Tag mit jemandem teilen konnte. Und zwar war die Nicole von Nicoles Zuckerwerk mit mir am Start und durfte den Buddy auch interviewen. Wenn ihr das Interview mal anschauen möchtet, dann verlinke ich euch das auch in der Infokarte. Ich glaube, es müsste hier sein, genauso wie am Ende des Videos und unten in der Infobox. Schaut euch das auf jeden Fall auch mal an, weil sie auch einige interessante Fragen gestellt hat. Und ja, dann habt ihr halt nochmal eine zweite Chance, euch noch ein weiteres Video anzuschauen. Totale Empfehlung, also schaut da mal vorbei. Bevor ich euch jetzt ins Video entlasse, habe ich noch ein kleines Schmankerl für ans Ende des Videos. Und zwar habe ich den guten Mann gefragt, oder er hat angeboten, ob er eventuell das ein oder andere für mich unterschreiben kann, also ein Autogramm geben kann. Habe ich natürlich nicht Nein gesagt, habe da schon so was Kleines vorbereitet und habe Bilderrahmen, 3 Stück, mitgenommen, die er unterschreiben soll, die ich an euch verlose. Was es jetzt genau mit denen hier auf sich hat, erkläre ich euch am Ende des Videos nochmal. Aber ja, wenn ihr einen von 3 unterschriebenen Bilderrahmen gewinnen möchtet, dann bleibt doch bis zum Ende des Videos dran. Aber bis dahin, erstmal viel Spaß beim Interview.
Like, whoa.
Perfekt for lunch.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah? Okay. Oh yeah. You have 2 cameras because one is not enough, you know.
Yeah, I got it. No problem.
All the angles.
So, how long have you been doing the YouTube?
Wait, let me introduce myself the other way around so you understand a bit better why I'm here.
Got it.
So, I'm a trained pastry chef. I've been for the last 9 years. And for the last 4 years, I've been a blogger and YouTuber, as you might know. And the last 1.5 years, how do I say this? I'm self-employed for the last 1.5 years.
Nice,
So
I like that.
with 26 years, I think I made it pretty fun. I'm pretty proud of that. My YouTube career is based on my pastry chef, our trade. I'm very proud to be a pastry chef. So that's what my heart is always in the kitchen and baking, and that's all I want to do ever.
No, absolutely.
So yeah, that's all you have to know about me.
Yeah, and
basically.
you're trying to bring that experience to people at home to inspire them and spark it.
Yes.
Kind of like me.
Yeah, kind of like you. And the thing is that when your first season aired, I just got started with the baking.
Oh.
And so I watched your show at the evening with my father on the sofa. We had a very special time, and then a couple of days ago when I got the request to sit here with you, the first thing I did was I screenshotted
Your father?
request and sent it to my father. My father was so proud, he almost cried. So it was very special. You know?
That's amazing. That's awesome. And, you know, it's kind of, you went into that the way I became a baker. We didn't intentionally, you know, you didn't know you were going to be a YouTuber and do, what you're doing. It's the same way I didn't know that I was going to be on television.
That's
If you
true.
would have told me 15 years ago you're going to be on television and be sitting in Munich and doing an interview, I would have told you you're crazy, right?
I know.
But it's about loving what you do
I love it so much.
and take that passion, and then who knows where it could take your life.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people tell me when they see my videos. They say they can feel the passion and the love I have for my trade and how proud.
Well, now I got to watch them. Are they translated in English or no?
I'm working on putting on subtitles on
Okay,
a lot
good.
of my videos. So
Good.
okay.
I just started doing a little bit of YouTube too. I have a channel called Cake House, so I just started doing a little bit of stuff.
When did you start?
I started in January.
And what can we find on there? Because that's
well,
news to me. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So if you go to Cake House,
Yeah.
is the name of the channel,
Yeah.
and so you could find me doing different little cakes or
Yeah.
cookies or pies or pranks or fun things.
Okay.
And
So it's a mix
my
of-
my wife does a lot of cooking. My kids do, so it's kind of
That's
like a
the question I
platform for the. Yeah.
I want to work on. Okay. I think we start with very easy questions, so nothing special. But I asked my community, is there anything they would like to know about you and from you? And one of the first questions, of course, was, so you have 21 bakeries, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
22. But who's counting?
All over the US, one in Brazil. How
Yeah.
come it's in Brazil?
Well, Cake Boss is aired in, I think, over 200 countries and territories all over the world. And Brazil was a market where Cake Boss is huge, like really, really big. So I've done some other filming in Brazil for their national television.
Yeah.
And as part of the winter, they got to work in my bakery. So I kind of,
Wow.
and I wanted to open a bakery, but I'm to the point now where I want to really open bakeries all over the world.
That would be perfect, because the actual question was, when can we expect one in Germany?
Germany?
Because everyone's asking, when is he coming to Germany? So is there any plans? You're wishing for it?
Well,
I'm
I definitely would love to.
Yeah.
Actually, that's partly why I'm here.
Oh, is it?
I'm here because
Interesting.
because there's a convention here
Yeah.
for
visiting
IBA.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, so I came for that convention.
Okay.
And that's kind of looking at some of the manufacturing equipment
Ah,
and
okay.
trying to align with
Wow,
different
so-
partners and stuff like that.
Okay, so you'll have all the German machines and stuff.
I have a lot of German machines.
Is they the good ones?
Listen, the Germans and the Italians for the
know.
equipment, they make the best.
I know.
I got to say the truth. When you get a German machine or an Italian machine
gonna
for baking
last.
equipment,
It's gonna last forever.
no, it's really. I'm not just saying that because I'm sitting here, and it's the most amazing show, and I've been to shows all over the world because they have the biggest and the craziest equipment
I know.
that you've ever seen.
I
So
know.
for a
It's
guy
so
like me, I'm
fun.
like a kid in a candy
I
store.
know, that's what I feel like.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to go tomorrow.
Yeah, you're gonna have a blast.
It's gonna be
Wear
awesome.
comfortable shoes because it's big.
So, one popular question I got a lot was, well, I hope this is not rude to ask, but
Yeah.
most expensive cakes, beside the $30 million ones with the rubies and the diamonds, is
Got
there
it.
anything you have which is up there in price too, which you can tell us?
I've made a cake for someone that was I'm not gonna say who, but we've sold some $200,000 cakes.
Is it with real gold?
I can't disclose that information, but yeah.
Wow.
It was, I mean, again, depending on how big and stuff look, people think about it, but some of the times, some of the cakes that you see on Cake Boss, if there's pyrotechnics involved, sometimes the pyrotechnics or having
Yeah, right.
thing could
Never thought
cost
about
me
that.
$10,000 or $20,000 just for that.
Okay.
So you have to add in the cake,
Yeah.
the structures, whatever
The
it
label and
is.
stuff, yeah.
It's almost like building a mini house.
Yeah. Well, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
So that's good to know. Okay, I'm very excited about this one. Cannolis are your best sellers, right?
They are.
What? I never had one before, so what can I expect when I eat one?
Okay.
Draw me a picture.
I'll paint you a picture. So a cannoli is a cinnamon flavored
Yeah. The crust.
dough. It's a crust, and we fry it.
Yeah.
And so it's crispy.
Yeah.
And it's got a little hint of cinnamon. And we actually use vinegar inside the dough, which gives it a little acidity.
Yeah.
So it's got a little bite to it. But then it's filled with the most creamy, dreamy ricotta with chocolate chips, the perfect balance, where it's not so many chips, where it's chocolatey.
Yeah.
But it's all about that cream. And then when you get the crisp in there, it's just the ratio of cream to shell should be 2 to 1.
Okay.
So it's
So
just
it's
pretty.
crispy but creamy.
It's
Delicious.
crunchy.
A little bit
Cinnamon.
cinnamony, chocolatey.
And we put a little bit of cinnamon oil in the cannoli cream, just
But
a
just
little
a
bit.
tiny bit because it's
Just a
potent,
little bit
right?
because it's so strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So.
Well, I'm excited to try it one day, maybe.
Well, the cannoli is definitely worth trying, but if I had to give you my favorite,
Lobster
would be
tail.
the lobster tail.
Why is that? I never had that either.
Okay.
So
So a lobster tail,
puff pastry.
it's not puff pastry. So basically, it's a really, really tight dough. It's only got 30% humidity in it. And we put fat on the dough and we roll it up into a spiral
Yeah.
to becomes a log.
Yeah.
And then we open them and we fill it with pâte choux so that it expands and it's hollow.
Wow. Okay.
And it's like this crispy layers that are buttery and flaky, and then we cream fill it. And you take a bite of that, and it's crispy and it's creamy. So think of a cream puff,
Yeah.
okay, but then wrap it in like real flaky buttery
Sounds
cream.
perfect.
Yeah.
I think that I would prefer that.
You would.
Over the cannoli.
Listen, I'm telling you, look, cannolis are good. I'm not saying that they're not good, but if I'm going to tell you what to eat, you try the lobster tail.
Okay. Yeah. I definitely try the lobster tail. Okay. This is a bit boring, so let's skip it because I have fun questions. Okay. This is a bit of a deeper one. After all these years, do you still enjoy being a pastry chef? And if so, what do you enjoy the most? What's the special thing you always love and look forward to?
Well, that's a great question. Because of the fact that I am on television and I'm very successful, but
Obviously.
but every day at 6:30 in the morning, I'm at work and I'm at that factory and I'm on that line and I'm working with those guys
So you do still work at the factory? It's not
Every
like
day.
you. Wow.
every day,
That's
every morning.
surprising.
You'd be shocked.
Yeah, I am shocked.
You would be shocked. People come and they're like,
Because that's
You
one of
still
the
work?
questions I got. How much does he really work as a pastry chef now?
you would be shocked.
Okay, but
You-
that sounds awesome.
Well, again, that's part of the reason why I'm here for the show, because I know the equipment, I know the stuff that we do, and when I don't do it, I don't feel fulfilled.
Got it.
I really don't. Like sometimes my wife will tell me, like,
Go work.
because I travel, like I'll travel or I'll do this or I'll do this, and she's like, you got to go make a cake. Like you're
get it,
you're on
I get
edge. Like you need to get or my assistant will tell me, and I'll go in the back and I'll work and no matter what my problems are or what's going on in my life, when I make a cake, I forget about it. My mind goes into that.
That's how I feel too.
And it's an escape for me.
Yeah.
And it's like the most calming. It's almost like getting a massage. Like, but
It's still good, but
it's like a mental
Yeah,
massage
yeah,
in
that's-
my head.
yeah, that fits
You know what I'm saying?
perfectly.
It's like a mental
Definitely.
massage in my head that you forget about what's going on in
that's
your
what,
life.
but that's why I do too. When I'm stressed, I have no time. The first thing I do is, okay, well, I gotta take some time because I need to de-stress, decompose, and just.
100%.
And then I have to eat it, and that's the nice
Hey,
part
listen,
about it.
come on. That's the good part. That's the good part.
Okay, well, that's surprising, but wait, let me read this.
Well, you still got to keep up, be on top of my game,
And well, you have so much stuff to do. That's the next question, basically. As fun and nice as it is to have a cake empire like you do, it requires a lot of work and time. No, well, it's a different question, but it's still a nice one. Do you miss having your small little bakery in Hoboken?
I do
The
sometimes.
tiny one with the narrow stairs and stuff?
I do. Sometimes I do.
Because when I watched your the first season, I don't know, it's something special when I watch it back because it feels so homey and like I've been there before.
Yeah.
Too.
100%. There's something about that original bakery.
Because of your parents as well.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
mean,
special.
that place made me who I am. And sometimes with everything, and sometimes when things get too crazy or too big, I'm like, man, I just wish I was here just making cakes and doing my own spiel because it was what it was. And sometimes, you know what, I tell my wife, look, you never know. One day that's what might happen. You never know what tomorrow's going to bring. And no matter what, I love to make cakes. I love to be a baker, and I could always do it. And
that's how I feel too. I think that even if my YouTube channel would crash and I couldn't work as a blogger anymore, I can still make cakes and people would still be happy. And that's always the plan B kind of, you know.
Same here.
Yeah. It's my passion. That's what I love to do. And if I had to choose, I would always choose baking cakes instead of social media stuff.
100%.
Because it's for my heart.
Yeah, listen.
Money's not the motivation for me then.
No. It's totally not. You know, I mean, the thing is that I'm in a situation where things started to come with the show and everything else and the expansion. I had to make a decision on, do I stay where I am or do I grow?
Yeah.
And I made the decision to grow, not only for me, but for my family, for my kids, for my nieces, my nephews, and the next generation of family who wants to come in. So I kind of made that leap in trying to be the pioneer to set this business up for everyone.
Which must be scary.
Which is very scary, because you know.
My step into self-employment, I was like, Jesus, this better work out because otherwise.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is. Okay, that's a common question too. Imagine your father didn't buy Carlos Bakery back then. What was your life plan before? Is there anything you planned?
Well, the thing is I always planned on being a baker.
You did?
Because my dad was a baker.
Yeah, but
so
what about your kids then? Because that's a question too.
Well, the thing was, my dad was my hero, and he was a baker, and I looked up to him, and I wanted to be like him, and I started working when I was 11, so I didn't really think much about other careers or whatever. And I got to be honest, my dad had a good business. He made good money. We lived in a nice house. We had good things.
So
we went on vacations. It made sense to do it.
I see.
It wasn't like, you know, it was a struggling business that you have to, you know, get out of. It was more like, hey, embrace it and go with it.
And do you think your kids feel this? Wait, but yeah, that's what I thought. That isn't it kind of typical Italian to follow your father's footsteps?
It is. But my dad never made me. My dad never said, hey, look, you. Yeah, what he said to me was, you have to learn to work. You have to know what it's like to be a man and have obligations and get up and go work. And he said that if whether it's at a bakery, doctor's office, lawyer, whatever you want to be. But when I went there and I started to work, I really enjoyed it. Okay. And he never told me I had to be. It came from me. When I did it, I was good at it. My dad had a good business. And then, you know, I got that feeling of self-worth. That feeling of wow, like you make something.
I know.
And you put your heart into it.
I know.
And you step back and you look at what you created and it's wow. And then the guests see it, like, or who you make it for, and they say wow. And then they eat it and it tastes good, and it's like, wow. So it's like, you know, it's that whole reason why I became a baker.
And that's why
I was about 15 years old. I was about 15. And you know what? After all these years and all these cakes, when I make a crazy cake, I step back and I got that feeling like I'm a kid, like, yeah, look at what I did. You know, and it's been a lot of cakes and a lot of years, but I still get that feeling. So I know I have my dream job.
Well, I'm asking because my family is kind of similar to yours. The only difference is that my father had over 100 hair salons in all of Germany.
Yeah.
And I have a twin sister, and my twin sister is the one who's following my father's footsteps
In
and
the
my
hair salons.
grandfather's footsteps. And sometimes I feel like, did I do the right, or did I make the right choice? But I love my job so much. So I don't mind, but I feel like maybe it's a burden for my sister too, because she has to.
Everything herself.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, you know, if it's not going to be in your heart, like so, then, you know, you never. If it feels like work,
Yeah.
if you go to work and it feels like work, you're never going to excel.
Yeah, that's true. So I made the right choice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have to wrap this up, unfortunately. Even
Sorry.
though I'm not done with my questions,
Go
but
ahead. No, miss.
no, we don't have time.
One more.
One more.
Go ahead.
One more. Okay, easy one. 10 seasons of Cake Boss. Is there more to come? Easy, right?
I hope so.
I hope so. So maybe
Yeah.
we can expect something special.
Yeah,
soon.
I have a new show coming out, Baker Like Buddy, which is going to come out soon.
Here in Germany or in general?
It's going to come out in Germany.
Because I
it's
think I saw some of it. already.
promos of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it aired yet. I don't know. Do we know if Baker Like Buddy is? Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Okay.
So we'll have that on soon.
Okay. Well, that sounds perfect.
Awesome.
Well, I think we have to wrap this up. No more time left for me. Thank
I'm
you so
sorry.
much for your time.
It was an absolute pleasure.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Oh, hug. Nice. I take that. Let me finish my interview first.
Yeah.
Danke für die ganze Aufmerksamkeit. Ich hoffe, euch hat das Interview gefallen. Es ist auf jeden Fall was ganz Besonderes mit ihm und ich freue mich schon total auf eure Kommentare. Macht's gut.
Dankeschön.
Perfekt. Bye. Ja, und das war das Interview. Ich glaube, man konnte raushören, dass ich am Anfang natürlich nervös war. Ich denke, das kann man mir auch nicht verübeln. Ich glaube, so würde es jedem von uns gehen. Aber nach 2-3 Minuten hat er mir ein super Gefühl gegeben, dass ich total entspannt war. Er war generell, also Idole zu treffen ist ja manchmal so ein bisschen vielleicht nicht so die gute Idee, aber bei ihm war das... Meine Erfahrung mit ihm hätte nicht besser sein können. Der war so herzlich, der ist direkt auf alle zugegangen, der hat alle umarmt, der hat mir erstmal eine dicke Umarmung gegeben, bevor wir überhaupt angefangen haben, hat 2-3 Worte mit mir gewechselt, bevor wir überhaupt die Kameras angemacht haben und war halt auch einfach total interessiert und sehr herzlich und bemüht. Also ihr könnt voll schwärmen und am Ende des Interviews, nachdem wir die Kameras ausgemacht haben, Moment, das war mein Kühltisch. Als wir die Kameras ausgemacht haben, ist er auch nochmal auf mich zugekommen, hat gefragt, sollen wir noch ein Foto machen, soll ich dir noch was unterschreiben, halt die Bilderrahmen, brauchst du noch irgendwas, halt einfach total bemüht, super, super herzlich und ganz aufmerksam und lieb. Wirklich, wirklich, wirklich schön. Von daher war ich nach dem Interview sowas von hyper und kribbelig und aufgeregt und sprachlos. Nicole und ich saßen, wir sind abends dann noch essen gegangen zusammen und wir saßen irgendwie immer noch so ein bisschen schockiert und sprachlos am Tisch und total hyper und das war auf jeden Fall ein Erlebnis, was ich glaube ich mein Leben lang nicht vergessen werde. Absolut, absolut toll. Lasst uns einmal über das Gewinnspiel sprechen, bevor ich jetzt hier noch weiter schwärme, weil ich könnte noch die nächsten Stunden darüber sprechen. Ich habe meinem Mann auch voll die Frikadelle ans Auge gequatscht, deswegen, obwohl der mit mir da war. Aber ja, was hat es hier mit den Autogrammen, mit den Bilderrahmen auf sich? Und zwar habe ich 3 Bilderrahmen, die ich gerne an euch verlosen möchte, die er unterschrieben hat. Jetzt fragt ihr euch, ja, aber da ist gar kein Bild drin. Ja, da ist kein Bild drin, das war auch der Zweck von mir dahinter. Ihr könnt euch dann einfach, weiß ich nicht, geht zur DM und druckt euch da ein Bild aus, was ihr dann hinter das Autogramm machen könnt, aber dann habt ihr halt ein Bild mit Autogramm direkt von ihm und nicht nur so ein dünnes Papierchen. Ich denke, das ist irgendwie eine schönere Alternative. Bei dem ist es einfach so, da ist halt so ein Print hinter. Ich glaube, es ist so rum richtig. Den Print könnt ihr genauso rausnehmen und dann da ein Bild hinterklemmen. Also das war meine Intention dahinter. Ich habe auch einen Bilderrahmen und werde das Bild, diesen Print hier auf jeden Fall rausnehmen und das Foto von mir und ihm halt dahinter klemmen und das wird dann da oben aufs Regal gestellt. Aber das ist halt meine Intention dahinter gewesen, mein Ziel. Und 3 verlose ich an euch. Ich werde einen Bilderrahmen hier im Video verlosen, einen auf Instagram und einen auf Facebook. Also ihr habt 3 Chancen, einen von diesen Bilderrahmen zu gewinnen. Was ihr dafür tun müsst, in diesem Video ist super, super einfach. Bitte kommentiert einfach nur, wie euch das generelle Interview gefallen hat, was ihr für Eindrücke habt. Schüttet euch einfach mal aus. Ich bin ganz, ganz, ganz gespannt von euch zu hören. Das andere, was ihr machen müsst, um das hier zu gewinnen, weil wir gerade auf dieser Plattform hier auf YouTube immer wieder Probleme haben, die Gewinner zu kontaktieren, ist das in der Infobox ist ein Link, wo ihr eure E-Mail-Adresse bitte eintragen müsst, damit wir euch im Falle des Gewinnes kontaktieren können, weil es jetzt schon so oft vorgekommen ist, dass der Gewinner sich nicht gemeldet hat, nicht reagiert hat. Selbst letztens bei der kleinen Hamburg-Reise, die ich verlost habe, hat sich der erste Gewinner nicht gemeldet. Und damit das nicht passiert, müsst ihr euch bitte in diese E-Mail-Liste eintragen. Das ist auch schon alles. Okay? Gut. So, ich entlasse euch aus dem Video, weil das eh schon ewig lang ist. Ich freue mich einfach auf eure Kommentare und ja, krass, ich glaube es immer noch nicht. Wir sehen uns demnächst in einem regulären Video hoffentlich. Macht's gut, ihr Lieben.